When the harmattan winds blow gently across the land, the old ones tell stories to warm our hearts. Welcome to Tales by Nnamdi, where the voices of our ancestors rise again through every tale I tell. Like, share, and subscribe for more.
The elders of Umwok always said that a child's first cry announces his journey into the world. But on the cool harmattan morning when Efena was born, something strange happened. The midwife, Mama Uzo, held him in her wrinkled hands, waiting. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3. The baby did not cry. He only opened his eyes, wide, calm, too calm for a newborn. His gaze followed every movement in the room as though he had already lived long before that moment. The midwife trembled. "Mama Ngozi," she whispered to the boy's mother. "This child, he is different." Before she could say more, the baby's head turned. Slowly, and his dark eyes fixed on her face, Mama Uzo staggered back in fear. "He is watching me," she said. "Newborns don't do that." But there he was, staring with a quiet awareness that didn't belong to an infant. Mama Ngozi raised herself weakly from the mat. "Give me my child," she said. And when she held him, Efena's face softened. A small, peaceful smile touched his lips. Still no cry. Word spread quickly. Neighbors whispered, "A child who did not cry? What does it mean? Is he a blessing? Or a sign?" The village priest, Dibia Okiki, visited that evening. His face showed concern, but his voice was calm. "This child has come with an old spirit," he said. "Not evil, but ancient. Watch him closely. His path will not be ordinary." And indeed, as Efena grew, the signs became impossible to ignore. He spoke early, full, clear sentences before his second birthday. He told his mother when guests would arrive before they knocked. He predicted storms by simply looking at the sky. And worst of all, he sometimes woke in the night, sat at the foot of his mother's bed, and whispered, "Mama, someone is calling my name, but I don't want to go." Each time, Mama Ngozi would hold him tight, forcing herself not to shake with fear. By age 12, Efena had become the quietest child in the entire village. Not shy, just observant, always listening to something no one else could hear. The other children played. He watched. They laughed. He smiled faintly. They ran. He walked slowly, as if his mind wandered in two worlds at once. One evening, while the village prepared for the New Yam festival, Efena stood alone near the edge of the thick forest. The moon had not yet risen. The shadows were long and restless. Mama Ngozi saw him and called, "Efena, come inside before darkness falls." He did not move. She called again, louder. Still, no reaction. Her heart tightened. Something about the way he stood, stiff and listening, chilled her. She rushed toward him, grabbed his arm, and that was when she heard it. A voice, clear as a flute but thin like wind. "Efena? Efena, come home." Mama Ngozi froze. Her grip tightened on her son, but Efena smiled faintly. "Mama, can't you hear it? They've been calling since morning." "Who?" she whispered. He pointed into the forest. "They said it is time." The next morning, Efena did not wake. His body lay still, too quiet. Mama Ngozi screamed his name until her voice broke, but Efena's spirit had already drifted, peacefully, as though he had simply answered the voice that had called him all his life. The villagers mourned. The boy who never cried was gone. The priest examined the body. No wounds, no sickness. His heart simply stopped. Mama Ngozi collapsed beside her son's lifeless form. "Come back to me," she wept. "Come back." But the world remained silent. They buried him near his father's grave by sunset. The elders said the earth would accept the boy gently. Mama Ngozi refused to leave the graveside until night covered the land. Her friends dragged her home. The village slept, but at midnight, something moved beneath the soil. Mama Ngozi was still awake, lying on her mat, eyes swollen and burning. The walls were silent, too silent. Then she heard it. 3 gentle knocks on the door. Not loud, not rushed, like someone who knew the house well. Her heart froze. Everyone in the compound was asleep. Visitors did not come at night. The knocking came again, soft, patient. Tears slid down her cheeks as fear crawled up her spine. She whispered, "Who is there?" Silence. She took a shaky step toward the door. Another knock, this time softer, almost loving. "Mama." Her breath stopped. She knew that voice, Efena. She pressed her ear to the door. "Mama," the voice repeated. "Open the door. I've come home." Her legs trembled so hard she almost fell. With shaking fingers, she pulled the latch. The door creaked open, and there he stood, her son. Same height, same gentle eyes, same calm expression. But there was something different. A faint green glow beneath his skin, and the earth smell of freshly opened graves. "Mama," he said, "why did you bury me?" "I wasn't ready." Mama Ngozi screamed and collapsed. The neighbors rushed out with lanterns, running toward her hut. But when they reached the doorway, Efena was standing calmly beside his mother, holding her hand. He looked at them with an expression too old for his young face. "Why are you shouting?" he asked. "I only came home." The villagers fled in terror. The priest arrived. He looked at Efena, alive, breathing, but marked by death, and said quietly, "This is not the boy we buried." Efena turned his head slowly and stared at him. "I am the same," he said. "But I returned because they were not finished with me." "Who?" the priest asked. Efena pointed upward, and downward, and sideways. "Those who walk in all directions." No one slept that night. For days, Efena wandered the village silently. He did not eat. He did not sleep. He simply observed, as though studying life with new eyes. When children passed, he smiled softly. When elders greeted him, he replied with strange wisdom no boy his age should know. But every night, he stood at the edge of the forest, staring into the darkness. One evening, he said to his mother, "Mama, I returned for one reason, to tell our people something." "What is it?" she asked, holding him tightly. He looked up at the sky. "Life is not long. We care for everything except those who love us. We chase wealth and forget kindness. We speak harsh words and forget they may be the last we ever say." His voice softened. "I died peacefully, Mama, but I saw many who did not. Their regrets were heavier than mountains." The next night, Efena walked to the center of the village and spoke. "If you hurt someone, heal it now. If you owe someone love, give it now. If you are holding anger, release it now. Because when time calls your name, you will not be able to bargain." With those words, he turned toward the forest. "Where are you going?" Mama Ngozi cried. He smiled sadly. "I only came to deliver the message. The path that called me before still calls." She grabbed him, sobbing. "Stay with me, please." He held her hands gently. "I am not meant for this side anymore." Before she could speak again, a cold wind swirled around him. The trees bent. The world dimmed, and Efena dissolved like mist, fading into the night, returning to wherever his journey had begun. The villagers never forgot the boy who returned from his own burial. And to this day, the elders of Umwok say, "Show love while the sun still rises, because when the spirits call your name, your footsteps will follow."
This is based on a true life story. Like, share, and comment for more intriguing tales.